Hi, my name is Tim McCaffrey. In this tutorial video, my goal is to give a demonstration of how you can construct a baseball field. And I'm going to be using my pencil, a protractor, and my compass. And so here's going to be my model, or at least my sketch of it. This is what I'm going to use in order to create my field. So my outline is this. My goal is to first create a square, which is outlined by the baselines right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use some kind of radius from my compass. I'm going to do arcs like so. I'm then going to choose a point anywhere, and then I'm going to do a parallel line through that point, parallel with this line. And then I'll do the same for all the rest of the baselines. And then I'll construct the pitcher mound by just drawing lines that connect the bases, and I'll do an arc. And then I'll do this arc right here by going from the pitcher mound, and then lastly construct the outfield line. And usually the outfield, if you look at different baseball fields, they're usually not the same. I mean, sometimes they have like rigid corners and all that. So if you want to do an arc, or it's really the creativity, you can really be in the outfield. So alright, well, let's go ahead and get started and just go. Okay, so I'm going to go and just start with the point. And this point is going to indicate where my home plate is going to be. Alright, so what I want to do right now is I'm going to draw a line, and actually I'm going to use my compass to do that. And so I want my square, or the length from my home base to my first base, to be at this length. And so I'm just going to do just a slight like arc right here. Alright, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the arc anywhere in the arc through the point, and I'm going to actually go through it as well though, and you'll see why here in a moment. Okay, but we don't need that little guy right there. Okay, so the distance from this point to where this arc intersects the line is the distance between home plate and first base. Okay, what we want to do now is we want to construct now a square, and this is essentially the length of one side of the square. So now I need a side that goes up here and a side that goes here. Well, we can take our compass and we could actually create an arc over here, and we can create an arc over here. Okay, and I mean, we don't know where, how long yet. We'll get to that here in a minute. But what we do know is that our lines will connect through here, but now we need to figure out where it goes. Okay, so the way that this works is from this point, I'm going to go ahead and create another arc, and I'm going to make it at whatever length that I like. So I'm going to go just like that, and there's one arc, and same thing, I'm going to do it on the other side. Okay, now what you do is you're just going to extend it now as long as you want. So I'm going to extend it like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an arc from this intersection. Let me make sure that's good there. And I'm going to, create it over here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to create the arc from this little dude. And as you can see, we have a point and we have another point. So we're going to connect those 2 points, which is going to give us another side of our square. So that point and through that intersection, voila, cool beans. Now this right here should be a perpendicular angle. Perpendicular, let's find out. So I'm gonna measure this guy, and this should be 90 degrees. And let's see, got that lined up. Oh snaps, 90. So we do indeed have first base right there, 90-degree angle. All right, so now we're going to keep doing the same thing. Now interesting is that we actually don't have to do all the same work that we did over here, because since we know that that intersects there, I'm going to copy this side of this square, and check this out. I'm going to create another arc over here, and I know that that is the same length as the square. That is the same length as the square, and that means I can connect those two guys and those two, and I'm going to have my square. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Connect right there, and connect there, and that guy. And there we have it. We have a nice square. And so again, this was my approach to create this square. You may have students that are going to, actually create, this side all over again, and maybe even do it again. So they may have more or even less markings. The whole point here is that the square is constructed only using a straight edge and a compass. Okay. All right. So, and if you want to draw on the bases, you can. In this section, we're actually not interested in creating the bases using the tools here, because we're going to do that in our third part here. All right, so what I want to do next is just choose some kind of radius, maybe something like that, and I'm going to create my arcs. Okay, so that's, and I'll create an arc right there, and I'll create an arc. Oops, try to switch hands here. Create an arc there, and create an arc right there. All right, let's see here. So now what we want to do is we want to create the grass field. And remember, the grass field, if we look back on our photo right here, the grass is all of this. So it's everything inside here. So we just created these arcs, but now we have to create these parallel lines that run alongside the baseline here. Okay, so that's what we want to do now. And so, and it doesn't matter which one, but let's just choose a side. I'm going to choose this side, and I want my baseline and my grass line to be about this far apart. Okay, so we're going to just say that that's how far apart. So basically we're going to create a parallel line with that line right there. Okay, so what you do is that you create an arc that has a distance, or at least has a radius bigger than this. So, and this right here is bigger than that, so I'm going to create and go all the way around here. Get about the chair, and I'm going to go around here just like so. Okay, using the same radius that we have here, we're actually going to create another circle right here, and using that same radius we're going to do it once again, and you're going to see that now all of these arcs are going to connect. And so check this out. This intersection and that point makes 2 points, and when we connect those 2 points, we're going to get a straight line, and it's going to be parallel. So now when you connect those two, this guy and that guy, bam, we now just created this line right here. Cool beans. All right, so now what we can do is we can continue doing it like all the way around, and a number of ways that you can do that is either doing what we just did right now and going to the other three, or what you can do possibly is just use this guy, just so that you know what the distance is, and you could just say, okay, make sure that you have that length right there. You know, that's one possibility. Maybe something that may take a little less time is you could do this. What you can do is say the distance from this point to here, the distance from here to here, let's just see if I can get a compass to do that. I mean, like if I were to draw this arc, and if I were to do the same thing on this side and do the arc, and then do the same thing on this side and do the arc, basically what we have here is intersection of these guys, and then you can go ahead and create your line that's now parallel. Now, it's not the best use of our straight edge and our compass, but they are parallel, and we did use a straight edge and a compass, so I guess you can judge whether or not that you want students to do that. Okay, and I'm just going to finish this real quick here. So this guy, go right here, oops, and then this guy is going to go right here. So that guy. Connect these two. And last but not least, we got these guys over here. Okay, so this is the grass field, okay, and this is going to be our dirt, and then we're going to have another grass line out here. So let's go ahead and create out the pitcher mound. And the way that I'm just going to do this is I'm going to just draw a vertical and a horizontal line, so from corner to corner. And where they intersect, that's going to be the center of my mound. And then again, this is not drawn to scale. It's not drawn to exactly reproduce what a college or a high school baseball field looks like. So really, the pitcher mound is a bit, I believe, further back, or maybe it's forward. I actually forget, but it's not in the middle though. So what I'll do now is I'll just create some kind of circle that I'm going to go around here. So right there. And then I'm going to create the circle over here. Yeah, trying to do this without getting up out of your chair is actually kind of hard. So get a little exercise while you're doing this little baseball field. All right, cool beans. So there we go. We have the infield. And so now if you want to do the first arc of the outfield, then you're just going to, from the pitcher mound, you're just going to go ahead and create at some kind of length. Maybe I'm going to do it at about right here. And I'm just going to create a circle, or just like an arc. All right, and so now this is going to be this guy, what I just created. That's that guy. So that's why. So maybe it's probably good for us to go ahead and extend our foul lines. And so you may need to get something longer than your protractor. So I brought my ruler, and I'm just going to extend that out, just so that it's extends further than what the protractor can do. And extend this guy out. Alright, so there we have the infield. So really, like, all we have left to do is the outfield, and that's where you can get as creative as you want. Most fields are not arcs. If you look at them, they have, maybe they'll have like a rigid here like that, and they'll just create maybe like 3 sides of some kind of polygon. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make mine as so. Nothing particular, just the way that my outfield is going to look. And I probably could have done a better geometric terms here, but hey, if you're left-handed, you have a better shot of getting it to a home run because it looks like it's closer than that one. And some baseball fields are actually a little closer and they're higher on walls and all that. But yeah, I mean, you can be creative on the way that you want to do the outfield. All right, so there's one possibility way that you can create a baseball field using a straight edge and a compass.